Hey guys, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger, inventor of a cord knotting and design tool called the Knotty-Do-It-All. And we have a fantastic show today. This is going to be I've got a peek, the double strand knotted leather necklace. This one's really cool because when I first made it, at first I thought, because I have my 2-inch rule for like the spacing for the strands. And it ended up, I thought, oh, it's too short. But when I put it on, I'm like, yes, I love it. So I went back and I figured out that the distance was 5 inches. So that bingo, that's going to be today's project. It's really cool. It's adjustable. And, I really did have a hard time picking out the beads I wanted because some of the beads on today's show are just like fabulous. You can ask questions, leave comments down below. And unfortunately, this is not, I'm not live today. This is a pre-record, but I will go back and read any of the comments that you guys leave below. I do appreciate you watching the show. I really wish I could be here, but but I decided I'm just going to do the show anyway. So with that said, let me show you the products that we have, and then we'll get to the project, which is I think it's really exciting. Okay, so let's see what we have today. Okay, so our first item is the Black and Natural knotted waxed polyester cord. And I'm going to be using this cord today in today's projects because I'm going to, I have a couple of options for adding that second part, but it's a lot easier using a macrame binding knot. So I'm going to be using the black. But it's great for braiding, macrame, knotting, and just like so much more. It's one of my favorite stringing materials, and it can be melted. So it has everything going for it. So you definitely need this if you don't have it. And then next, okay, these, I don't know why I didn't think to put these at the end of today's project, but I'm going to. I was scrambling around my studio looking for a bead that was big enough for the 2mm faux leather, and the big one has a 3mm hole, so and it was perfect. But it's got the weight that I wanted. It's got the look, so I'm going to be using these, and these are really cool because they're sandblasted. So they're a loose round. It says a bead set of 200. They're really cool. They're very heavy. And the inside, it's not like hollow. They're like, like the middle. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about, because you could have a round bead that's hollow inside, or it's like a tube inside. These are like the tube. And sometimes that's important, because, when you're making jewelry, and sometimes you'll need like a hollow bead, and then sometimes you'll need one that's not hollow, and these are not hollow. They're really nice. I love them. And so here's a close-up of the beads. They're really they got a nice sheen to them. Let's see. There's 4 different sizes. I believe it was 4, 6, 8, and 10, or 12. I don't know, but they're really nice. And then these are really cool. One thing I like about them, like unlike most jump rings that you can open and close, these are like, they're not easy, not real easy to open and close. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that means that they're stronger. So if you're going to use these with leather, you know that they're going to really stand up. I mean, they're not hard to like open and close. I mean, they're easy, but not like, like a thin, base metal plated. But that's one thing I really like about these. And you can, I started like going crazy with them because I thought, since I can open and close them, you can make a chain with them. But I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole because I thought, oh no, because then I'll make the chain, and then I'm going to want the bracelet and the earrings and then the necklace, and then I won't get my project done. And, but I'm just letting you guys know, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, then this is really cool because you can like make your own chain, and plus it looks really, really nice. And then, these are, oh God, when I saw these, I was doing backflips because I thought, I've waited for something like this to come into my rotation because that's what I like. I like these like large hole pendants, and these are perfect for today's project. They're pretty big. I mean, I don't know how, 40 to 60 millimeters, if you think about that, they're pretty big, and here they are in my hand. So look at that middle one. It's like almost takes up my entire palm. So these are, so I used I don't know which one I'm going to use for the project today because I've already used the black one. I used the peachy one. I don't know. And then, oh, these are so pretty. These are a quartzite and a marble mix, a 8 by 12 millimeter. And these are a closeout buy, guys, $62.99. They're really pretty. They've got large holes. I couldn't decide which ones for like, maybe I'll use the middle one. No, I don't know. But they're really nice beads. I really like these. They're the ones on the far right, they remind me of African turquoise, which I like very, very much. And they're shiny. Because, you know, sometimes you want matte, sometimes you want shiny, but these are shiny. And the 2 millimeter leather fit, because that's the size. Or did I use 1.5? Let me check real quick. Hang on a second. I don't want to steer. I think it's 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 millimeter fit, like perfect. And let's see what we have next. Oh, these are so pretty. The turquoise, jasper, red aventurine, and cherry glass 10 millimeter rondelle, smooth rondelle. And I love these beads. I wanted, you know, I was going to try to challenge myself and make like 5 necklaces, one with each pendant, but I didn't have enough time, unfortunately. But these are I made the blue necklace with these because I made a couple of them, but they're all really pretty. It's hard to decide which one, you know, to use. They're so pretty. And let's see, these are this is also a closeout buy. So that means when they're closed out, that means they're not getting them back. So $62.99. They're about it says 14% off of the JTV price. And then the next item, my favorite board, and we do have the little one, but unfortunately I don't have a picture of it right now. But this is a cord knotting and design tool that I invented, and it's really cool. I mean, it's big. It's almost 20 inches wide. It's 19.5 by 8. It's like heavy. It's got the ruler in inches and centimeters. It's got the wells for your findings, a groove for like a pattern. And I teach like so many different lessons. And here's a picture of the hardware kit. So you get the flip bobbins, which are fantastic if you're doing a long macrame. And both kits come with the hardware kits that are just slightly different. But this is the kit for the large board. You do get a nice handy little pouch for your hardware. And I mean, everything, in today's lesson, I think I'll be using the small clips, I'll be using the big ones. You'll see, I'll be using like everything. And the videos, dozens and dozens of downloadable videos. I know that I mentioned that last week, but I want to remind you guys in case, you know, if you're new here, your Knotty lessons can be downloaded. Not the JTV extra shows, but the Knotty lessons. You just go there, and it's really important to have like hard copies because, you know, you never know. Maybe the cloud will like dissipate one day, and you just never know. So it's always nice to have them handy. And one thing, this is, you can turn this into a loom. I mean, you didn't buy a loom, but you're getting a loom for free because one of the nice things, it holds your cord, and it's just really easy. You know, I know I mentioned this last week, but the needle that I use depends on how much cord I have left because, you know, now that I'm getting towards the end, I switch over to a shorter needle because it's a lot easier, but it helps keep tension. It's just really fun. I mean, it's just like amazing, and it's just really like quick and easy, and it just, I absolutely love it. But so if you didn't want a loom, you're getting a loom. So that's everything on today's show. Let's see, we got the beads, the tubes, the cord, the sandblast, the cool jump rings, and the pendants. Yeah, we got everything. So if you see anything on today's show, today's show, I can't even talk. Today's show, get it before it's gone. The products are so fantastic, aren't they? God, those beads are just so juicy. We do not have a customer show today, so that means we are going to move on to our project. Okay, so let me get everything straightened out here. And I made like this guide because this one used a bunch of like different lengths of cord, and I'll explain to you like because for the black one, okay, let me do some explaining here. So it's excuse me, it says you need 46 inches of 1.5 millimeter leather for the single moose knot version, and or two 26-inch strands for the double moose knot version. And what I mean by that is, here, let me move this over. There is a reason. Because when I came to make this necklace, I did not have a continuous length of 46 inches, but I did have pieces. So if you, in that situation where you don't have the continuous length, well, let me see how, what I did here is this is, it's got like 2 moose knots and then I get my 2 strands. So this doesn't have to be a continuous length because it's 2 pieces. But on this version, it's excuse me, oh my goodness, let me flip this over. This one is like 1 strand where I made the moose knot and then I ended up with the 2 strands on the side. So that's why on the, for the measurements, it's either 2 26-inch lengths or 1 continuous of 46-inch length. And excuse me, the other, so you'll need another like length of leather for the shorter end of the necklace, which is this part here. And on both of them, it was 26 inches. So, and you'll have a little bit left over in case you want to make it longer. But so those, I hope I'm clear. Because so those are, the lengths of leather that you need. And I didn't put a space between my of faux, but you'll need 12 inches of faux leather, like after it's been tied from the spool. And what I mean by that is, when I come to add this, see, I just tie it off the spool. So literally I'll just like tie it, put it on the ring, do the knot, all nice and pretty. Then I'll measure out 12 and then cut. So that way, you don't have to like keep track of exactly how much you need it. And plus I think it kind of saves cord. So it just keeps you from like going over, which is something that I've done quite a bit. And you'll need 40 inches of wax jewelry cord cut in half. And those will be, we're going to be doing the macrame binding knot version. Let me show you that here. So on this necklace, I finished the end with a macrame binding knot. On this one, I did it with like moose knots, but my, that was like, that was a lot of work, and I couldn't even remember how I did it after I did it. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do the easy way, the binding knot. So that's what the 40 inches of waxed jewelry cord is for. And I went big for the macrame slide knot. So this is a jumbo, and I did make it with the 2 millimeter. I call this faux leather, but I think it's called waxed polyester. I don't know. Faux leather. Let's just call it faux leather. So I used 23 inches of that. And, you'll need the parts. You'll need your pendant, 13 to 15 large hole beads, 2 closed rings, 2 accent beads with a 2.5 or 3 millimeter hole. And the glue is optional. I should have used these because they would have been perfect. Look at that. Oh, so the one I make today is going to have these beads. Okay, so, and I'm going to be using the little board because why not? Why not? Okay, so when you take your 46 inches of leather, you need to offset it by about 5 inches because the moose knot that we're going to be making, the knot itself uses up cord. So I think I'm going to use this pendant with red leather because, why not? It's cheerful and it's nice and bright. And let's see here, 5 inches. Yeah. Oh no, a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to make the famous moose knot. So if you've never seen the moose knot, I'm going to show you the moose knot nice and close. So I have the long. Whoa, hang on. Is that out of focus? Okay, right there. So I have the long strand. I'm going to tip this over. Whoa, hang on. Let me get this focused. Uh-oh, this is not liking to be, oh, whoa, there you go. See, so this long strand is on top, and I'm going to be bringing it around and wrapping with the long strand. So I'm going to take a peg and, whoops, let's get this back in here. And I'm going to wrap. I think I'm going to do, should I do 3 or 4? I did 4 on all the other ones, but, let's do 4. So there's 1, 2, okay, 3 loops. Because the first one already counts as 1, so now there's 3, and then 4. Okay, now we're on track. And the leather that I'm using is, this would be considered a natural leather, and natural leathers are softer than like the coated leathers, which I'm going to give you the cool tip that I showed it last week, but I'm gonna show it again. Oh wow, look at that! Oh, it was perfect. Woohoo! The so coated leathers are a little bit like harder to like like just to get the knot tight. So the tip that I had for the coated leather was to get a peg and just like if you just like wrap it a few times and just kind of like squeeze it, it really softens it up a lot, because I mean I couldn't have made these necklaces because the leather was so stiff. So let me show you. So here's some like this is pretty stiff. So I just, and you can, if you have a longer mandrel, which I happen to have a long one, I just kind of like, and one thing that I did was I used like a drill to kind of get it like wound. If you guys have one of those coil makers for or jump ring maker things, that'll work. But it really helps like soften up the leather. So when you go into like knot it, it knots so much easier. So that's for the tip for the coated leather. So now that we've got our first our moose knot on there, we can come in and this it's too big to clip, so I'm just gonna kind of like stick it on there and just like pull downward. And what I did for the spacing, I did use some of these some clips. And these are going to come, these will come in handy because normally I would like just eyeball it and space, but you know what? I thought I'm going to be a little more precise today. So this little section here is a 14 millimeter. So you could take like a card stock and just like, just trim it till it's about 14 millimeters. And what I did was just I'm going to put this right at the base right there. I'm going to put a clip here and then one on the other side. And that way when I make the my first knots, which is an overhand knot on this side and an overhand knot on the other side. And then I'm going to get to a peg. I'm just going to pop them into the holes. And I pull the like peg like up to the clips, and then I just tighten them both at the same time. So now they're nice and even. So I'm going to take these off, and then I'm going to put on my 2 beads. I don't know which. I think I'll use these guys. So I'm going to put this one on. And this, natural leather is a lot easier to like cinch down. So if you're using the coated leather, I know that you could use, if you have one of these guys, it's like really easy to just get in there. But if you don't have this, I've got another thing that you can use. Whoops. You could actually use a clip. So you just put the clip, just like that hole it's in the clip, just put the leather in there. And it just, let me tell you guys, it really like saves your fingers, because after you've like tightened so many of those, I mean, this clip, I mean, it really like helps like your hands. So the clip. But for the natural leather, not so much. Not so much. You don't need it as much. You know what I mean? Because look, with the where'd my leather go? Oh, I guess I must have exiled it. Okay, here it is. Because this is coated, so you see when you knot it, it kind of like, whoa. See how it just doesn't want to like do its thing. So if you take a, a clip, just push it, it just makes it like so much easier. So let me put this aside and get the next one on. This is a pretty easy necklace to make, in all honesty. It's and when I do that second knot, I just pull the push just the peg to the bead, and then you take it out, and then you just cinch it down, and then you have them like evenly spaced. And then I take my handy paper, like scrap, and when you put it on, take your pick. I like to, like, you know, place it like at the top of the knot. See how this you know, the knot isn't like, it's got the you know, the part that's closer to the bead. So if you want to go that option, you can, or just as long as it's consistent. I think that's the important thing. So if you choose to go from here, then make sure to do it on both sides. Or if you want to do the short side right here, then just, you know, make sure and do that on like all of them. So I think I'll just do the long side. So I'm gonna come over here and right there. I'm gonna put a clip, one here and one right there. And when I do this, I like to like work fast, because I like to keep the clips like on, like, is the least amount of time, because if you leave them on too long, they kind of like bite into the leather. So I mean, as long as you make it quick, then you're good. So let's do the next one. And I think I'm gonna do, let me see, I'm gonna do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. Just 5. Can you imagine that? I mean, this is one necklace that it really doesn't require a whole lot of beads, but it's so impactful. Because I have my friend model, you know, that I see her every Wednesday and Saturday. Oh my God, everything looks so good on her. But she refuses to be my model. She's shy, but everything looks, I mean, she looked like, I mean, when I put this necklace on her, I was like, girl, you look like a wild woman. You need to go out and party. I mean, because it really, honestly, it's very striking. Okay, so let me do this side. Loop long side right there. And clip. Okay, now I'm gonna work fast. You could do like one at a time or two at a time. When I'm working fast, I like to do like both at the same time. Just get them tightened, tighten, and off, and then this thing comes off. It's pretty simple so far, huh? And then we do the next one. See, one nice thing about the small board, but if you need to, like, it depends on the project, honestly, because it's perfect for this project. Because I mean, I need to move the board around a lot. You know, I had to flip it here, turn it there. Whoa, go back. So it's perfect. And another option, if you want to like clip this on, you know, you can clip it like right. I like to like clip it like on the bottom part right there, so it doesn't like squish. Or if you want, you can get like some. This is a good idea. Let's do this. You can put a piece of cardboard in there, and then clip that, and that'll hold it as well. So options. Okay, so let's see. All right, so now it's got a couple more to go. Yeah, oops, I need my. Okay, let's do this one, and then the next one. Oops, 14. Is that the? I want to make sure it's the 14 millimeter size, because I can't cut straight, guys, even if I use a ruler. I don't know what is, I've been like that since I was born. I can't like write straight and I can't cut straight because I always like, I always like, my eye thinks it's straight, but you know, after I cut it, it's not straight. So I don't know. Maybe it's a vision problem. I don't know. Is there a vision problem where you think something's straight and it's not? If you have it, let me know. Okay, so now we're almost done. You know what? Let's just, or another thing, you could do one side at a time. You know what? I like to do both sides at the same time. I mean, yeah. So that way, you know, in case, you know, you like mess up and something needs tweaking, it's a lot easier, you know, because you could like see it. Okay, so we got that one. And let's see. Okay, one more. Let's see, how am I doing on time? Oh, I got plenty of time left. That's great. See, it's a pretty quick project. Okay, now this side, I think I'm gonna try to do the whole project. I hope I don't run out of time. Okay, so this side. All right. And the bead. Did I say 5? Was that 5? I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Just 5 beads. That's amazing. 10 beads all together on the sides. I mean, even if you just wanted to like not put that extra strand in there, you could just be done with it right now. And that took what? Less than 20 minutes? Oh, let me right there. Okay. Let me get this off. Okay. Now it is time to put the rings on. Okay, so let's put a, let me see. I try to get them as close as I could this time. So oh yeah, I remember what I did. Okay, this is interesting. So I put this on here and then let's see, right there, I kind of use my fingernail just to kind of give it like a little dent. And a couple of weeks ago, I thought, oh, I'm gonna like use my like round nose pliers because you know they're kind of pointy, and I thought, oh, they'll give it a nice like little divot. Don't do that because I bent mine, and I bent my good ones too. Now I'm trying to like bend them back, and I'm like mortified because now one of them is they don't go like this anymore. One's like this, and the other one's kind of like curled upwards. So don't use um, round nose pliers. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get this on here. Okay, so I did something. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can remember how I did this because I know I did like some fancy maneuver. Okay, so I clipped that in the middle. See the divot right there on the clip? I lined that up, and then I remember I clipped this, and there was a reason because I wanted the minimum. I didn't want a whole lot of space in here, and then I know that I took a scrap of cord. So let me oh, I don't like creating scraps. Oh well. I mean, like if I don't have one. Okay, I put the ring in there, and this is to hold the ring so that you can tie it. It keeps it out of the way. So I'm gonna see. So I'm holding the ring away from what I need to do because now, because normally I would do like a regular moose knot, but this time I want the least amount of space in there. So there's 1, 2. Okay, let me do this again just in case I'm not like. So you hold your peg and you make your first loop, but then you come this way the second time you come around, and then you're gonna come around again. So we're gonna do this 3 times. And then you're going to hold it and take the peg out and then feed the leather end through. So, and then we're going to, ooh, that's perfect. Okay. So let's take this off. And I'm going to put it on a peg so I can get it nice, and I'm going to scoot it up and tighten it some more. And at this point, you can put glue in here if you want. So if you do the glue, just make sure and put the glue on before you like push it all the way up, because the glue kind of needs to get, let's do that now. So you have to look for the part that's going, oh my goodness, going in, because just one of them will, okay, so it's that top one. So I'm going to put some, I'm going to concentrate the glue right in there. And I'm going to tighten it all the way up. Perfect. And if you want, you could put a little bit more glue like on the bottom here. I'm not going to do it because since I'm making the necklace, I don't want to get everything like all like gunky. So I'll just put a little bit because I feel compelled, because I like this glue. It doesn't stress me out like the GS Hypo Cement does. This stuff doesn't ooze. I like it. And I'm going to wait for it to dry a little bit before I cut it. So I'm going to put this aside and do the same thing on this side. So where is my ring? Here we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put, let's see, mark it. Let's see, my my 14 millimeters. Put my finger right there. I'm going to squeeze it for a second, just to get that little bend in there. Okay, so I'm gonna, and you'll see, I mean, with the natural leather, it forms easier than with the coated leather. I'm gonna put it into the little, oops, can you guys see that? Perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna clip this side, and I'm gonna put, get my scrap and get that ring out of the way, because it's kind of tricky to, I mean, it might be doable, but if you don't need to like have that extra grief, then I say move the ring away. So there's, oh my goodness, that ring is really in the way. Hang on, let me loosen it up a bit. Okay. So there's that first one, there's 2 and 3. Okay. All right, looking good. If you have to twist it, because you won't have like as much space to like tighten it like you normally do, but if you like kind of twist it a little bit, then it'll like start to like tighten. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off. Whoops. All right, looking good. All right, so let me get my glue. Always like double check to see which one's going on top. Okay, so it's that side. Okay, perfect. You gotta tighten it a little bit more. Okay, all right, good. Everything's coming along. Okay. Get this on. Okay, so now we have the first side done. And now we are going to do the middle, the second part. That one, okay, so let's go back to our like cheat sheet here. Okay, we need 26 inches, excuse me, for the shorter side. So let me measure out my 26. Perfect. Okay. Okay, let's go back to, okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so here's 26 inches. And on this one, I did a double barrel knot, just because I thought it would be a little more interesting. I did a double. You could do a triple. I think I'll do a double. You know, why not? Just keep everything going. When I make the first knot, I make like a moose knot. So I'm gonna offset this by, I think I'm doing a triple barrel. I'm gonna go 4.5. Okay. So because this will be your very first knot. So that way it's just a lot easier to do it this way, I have found. Let's make sure I've got the long one on top. So we're just gonna make should I go 2 or 3? 1. I'll do 2. So you just have your 2 rings here, or loops. Feed this through, and let's tighten that. And now see, I'm gonna pull it all the way out. And that gives me my the first. These knots are cute. Look at that, like a little X. So this should be centered. Let's see. Yep, pretty much, almost. See that? Here's the middle. Okay, so now when you do, when you add the beads, do like one side and then flip it to the other side, then the other side, and then the other side. So I'm gonna put this one on, and when I do these knots, I do them a little bit differently than the moose knot. I like to put this in the bead or the leather into the clip, and I just kind of like pull it as far as it'll go, and then I'll come in, and there's already that first loop, then there's the loop number 2, and then I just feed the cord through. On one of the necklaces, I put 4 beads. On the other one, I put 3 beads. So it just like depends on, you know, how many beads you want on your necklace. And you know, I do want to like reiterate that if I were using the coated leather, then I would be using this thing to tighten those knots, because it really helps. Okay, so see, I flipped it over. So now, because if you keep making it on the same side, of course, it's going to get like too short. Guys, I'm going to put my fan on because it's getting really hot in here. So I hope the air doesn't like block or distort my voice. So there's 2, and then I'm going to come back in here. Then I like to like twist it, and then while I'm pulling on this side, it helps get that knot nice and tight. Whoops. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to turn it this way and put another one. Let's see how am I doing on time? I got 42 minutes. 22 minutes. Uh-oh. I'll pretend like Pat's here today, telling me you have 22 minutes left. Okay, so there's this one, and okay, squeeze down. Let me take a look. Maybe 3 might look good. Let me see. Let me see what I like. Let me take a look, guys. Hmm. 3. Oh, I know why. I did 4 on this one because the beads were different. Okay, so if you're doing the tube, then you know I went with 3, but you could do 4. But I think for some reason I think the 3 it's just so that way it's not so busy, because this top part actually it's supposed to like fit like a choker. So if you make it too long, then it's not going to have that like choker look. So just a tip. So it's back to the board. Let's see. Whoa, board. Okay. So now the next thing. Okay, let me find my cheat sheets, because that was really important. I think I left them over there. Okay, but I can remember I wanted it to be like, okay, 4 7/8 inches. Okay. I think, was it from the end? Oh, you know what? I'll get this necklace, because honestly I had to do it a couple of times over, because I kind of sort of kept forgetting. So let's see what the distance is. Oh, that's a good idea. So see, if you make a necklace and you forget, you could always just come back and, but I believe it was 4 7/8. Oh, that says 4. Wait, I want to get this right. From the top of the knot, let's see, 4 1/4. Okay, it looks like it's at 4. Okay, 1/8, 2, 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here, right at 4 1/4. Okay, so right here. So you want to kind of bend it a little bit, and then what you do is you add it to your necklace. Okay, let me clip this because there's something really important. Um, because okay, there was something that I did wrong on this one. I mean, it wasn't noticeable, but let me see if I can point it out so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Because I noticed it when I was photographing them that, okay. Okay, this, oh yeah, there we go. That's it. See how on this one, I don't know if that was a result of, oh yeah, maybe, okay, I think you need to be careful when we do this part because see on this one of these strands, one of them ended up in front and then the other one in back. See that? Because when I laid the necklace, hang on, let me turn this. Okay, I think, okay, that one's right. Is it really? Maybe I was like daydreaming because, okay, so that one's got the macrame ones and then the moose knot. And I think, let's see this one. Okay, there we go. See how this one, I mean, this one's the equivalent of the macrame binding knot, but it's on the wrong side. So before I put this on, I should have like made sure and turned it over this way. I mean, I could still fix it, but I just want you to know, I just want to point that out. So this, it's not this part here that is the crucial part. It's the other one. So let me see, this was 4 1/4, 4 1/4. Okay. So this next part's pretty easy. So you just put this on a ring and then bend it right where that little ding was. And I like to, like, whenever I do one of those little bends with my nail, I like to put it back into the clip just to keep it um like from moving. And in this the length that I gave, it's in case you want to make it bigger. So let's say you want to make it longer, then you'll have you know, a few extra inches to work with. So let's get this focused. I think, oh, which color should I use? I think I will use black. Why not? Because I'm gonna, if I had had like I think the red would, I mean, the black would be a nice contrast. So like when you go back to your, so you'll need, oh, how much did I use for this one? I used um 40 inches. Okay, yeah. So on this one, um 16 to 20 inches. You know, it just depends on how long you want to make your macrame slide knot. Usually I make them about 1 inch, but you know, you're the artist. You can like choose like different lengths, but I like it to be like a little bit substantial, and only because this necklace is kind of like robust. So when I do my macrames, I always start from the left hand side. That's my habit. It works for me. I know that a lot of people do it differently, so I'll start from the left, and I'm always either jumping in the pool or jumping out of the pool. So this is, and I know that most of the time I say to use the 0.5, but since I know I'm going to be making this like extra long, um, the the 0.9 will work perfect. So I'm going to just make it, I'm just going to go a little bit fast because I don't want to run out of time. So let's get that in. And if you think about it, I don't know if some of you guys are familiar with Christy Rubio's work, but she likes to put a lot of beads on the, like macrame beads on the outside. So that would be a really nice touch as well. So, you know, just some things to think about: contrasting colors, beads on the outside, like long macrame. So, see, I'm making mine extra long. So I just want it to be robust. Okay, so that's perfect. Come in here and cut. And one nice thing about this cord is, you know, let me move my fan. Okay, it's that it melts. I do prefer a lighter that has a smaller flame. Okay, that's better. And if you could find adjustable lighters, I mean, those are better. Or if you have a thread burner, that would work too. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So it was, let me cut this off. So this is 4 and let's see. I forgot whether I did it from, see, that's another thing you got to remember if you're doing it from the like the top of the knot or the bottom of the knot. That's what I forgot to like check. So okay. But you know what? It's okay because I could just line this up. I'm going to put this in here and I'll just make it match. How about that? Let's do that. Okay, guys, I'm not making sense here. I'm trying to like orient myself. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was, you know, I'm just going to measure it from the top of the knot and see what happens. Okay, top of the knot, top of the knot. Okay, come back on this side, top to right there. Okay, I'll put my fingernail, get this in, and right there. And one thing I like to do before I actually macrame it, like check it for length against the other one. So let's put this right there, and it's perfect. Yay. All right. Let's clip this. And about 20 inches of this. That's where that 40 inches comes from. Because, like I said earlier, I usually make shorter macrame knots, but this one's more decorative. Okay. See, how much time do I have left? Ooh, oh my goodness. 12 minutes. Guys, I'm going to go fast because I don't want to run out of time. Okay, so I'm going to speedy. Yeah, and when you're doing the like the binding knot like this, you do not need glue because this is not going anywhere. I have necklaces that I've had for years, and it lasts super long. And I really, oh my goodness, I really like these. Um, they're just really pretty. Look at that. And I don't think we've ever had, oh, I messed up. No. These, I've never seen these pendants on the show before. So if you want, let me see what the inventory is. Okay, good. There's enough to go around. So multi-stone, large hole pendant. You know, and even if you want something just plain and simple, You could do like just a moose knot and be done with it. Just think about it. Just put the moose knot and then that's it. So let's make sure these are the same. Perfect. And I mean, it makes a great, these are great layering pendant. So if you have like, if you like layering like I do, these would be great. And then the other thing, oh goodness, you could put them, oh, God, there's so many things you could do. Oh, I know, stay focused. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I got this one. Okay. I put this aside. And now I'm going to do the, let me cut this off. The, okay, now that very important thing. Remember I was telling you, make sure before you put the, your macrame slide knot piece on, make sure that these are like facing down and clip them if you have to. That is very, very helpful. So that way there's no question that you're doing it right. Okay, there, that's perfect. Okay, so now my thick, okay, I see it. I think I'm gonna do black only because I think it'll look cool. And like I said, I work off the spool for this part. So I'm gonna make a moose knot on the end. See, like, so I use the moose knots to attach pendants, and I also use it like to attach cords. So this is like the same knot that I made earlier. Except this one is going to be attaching a pendant. So a pin and a clip an inch apart. I think that's going to be enough. Yeah. Or not. Okay, this is going to be a tight fit because I don't like to waste cord, so I'm just going to like go with it. Like, you just feed them through. You got it. I got it. Yeah. Okay, so there, cut, and I'm going to slide down. I'm going to take that clip off and slide it down. Okay, so I got this side done. And like I showed here, this is where that part that might not make sense is a 23, wait a minute, 12 inches of faux leather after it has been tied from the spool. Okay, let's see, wait, let's look at it again. 12, okay. So now I'm gonna measure 12 inches. So there's 6 and then there's 12. Now I'm gonna cut it off. These, you know, if I think I need some sharper, well, not sharper scissors. It's just that this the faux leather is very like thick. So a razor will do the job great. And then you take your spool. I'm going to trim it because I need to, because I know that I'll have trouble getting it through the ring. So I'm just going to come here with confidence, knowing that I did it right because I put that clip on. So 5 inches. And I'm going to go a little bit more this time. Okay. I'm going to wrap, whoa. And hold it. And then feed it through. See that? Right there. Perfect. Okay, how much time do I have? 7 minutes. Okay, I think I can get this done. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start speeding it up. Pronto, fast. Okay, 6 and 6, that's 12. I'm gonna cut right there. Okay. I'm gonna crisscross the ends over, and I'm just gonna turn this around. Okay, so how much did I say for the slide knot? 23. Okay, so this is about 10, 20, and 3. Okay. I'm gonna go fast, guys. I'm gonna go fast. Okay, let's make sure they're, yes. And I made it like extra long. So I'll tell you just a second how long it is after I make it. Because I wanted it to be dramatic. Because I thought, if I wear my hair up and someone's standing in back of me in line at the store, they'll be like, whoa. They'd be like, girl, that is like one serious macrame slide knot you got there. Okay. Okay, let's see. Is that it? Perfect. It is, I'll tell you, it is 1.5 inches long. Yeah, no. And I don't want to make it bigger because otherwise it's not the choker part's not gonna fit anymore. Because that's something you got to think about, because that's the purpose of this project, is that top one's supposed to fit like a choker. And whoa, this stuff is thick, so you do need, okay, you need a little extra fire, and I'm not gonna touch that. Just let it cool, then just take it off, and it makes a nice like flat part right there. Okay, I'm gonna fluff this. Yeah, this thicker stuff definitely needs a little more like fire. Let it cool, maybe 6 seconds. I'm not gonna touch that. I keep wanting to, but that's a very bad idea. Okay, so flat. And then the next thing I like to do is let's see. I like to, just kind of determine like how long, like how open it needs to be. I like it to make it as this is like tight, but I like my necklaces to be kind of like short sometimes. Okay, so that's perfect. So let's go back to the board. What I keep going to that slideshow, sorry. So I'm gonna put my large hole bead on. I think I have enough like thread left over to get 2 of them on. So there's one, and let's take our beautiful sandblasted beads here. Oh my God, I had to get those out. Get this in. Perfect. See, so this is like the perfect length. And if I'm gonna I'm gonna tighten it. Let's get this off. And if you want, you could, if you want to like fluff these parts out, put some of this glue like right into the bend in the back. Hang on, let me get this up. Like right in here. Whoa. Focus. Okay, like right back in there, and then right in there, and just like let it dry. And after it's dried, you could come in and like fluff out this part here. So I'm gonna cut that part out and just like fluff it. And you could take like a knitting needle, or just like a large needle of any kind, and just kind of like it helps like just separate the strands. Okay, so I'm gonna do this side here, overhand knot. Yeah, and I'm doing the knot like up to the macrame slide knot. Then we get our other bead, put it on, tie it. Let's get it all the way down, and okay. I think I need a new pair of scissors. Okay, so I'm going to fluff this out, fluff that one out, and let me trim this one. One thing that helps is if you hold it on, if you put it on the clip and pull on it, it puts a tension on the cord and it helps it. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's see if it worked. Yay, perfect. So now I'm going to have my little like choker necklace. This is are these on the right side? Let me make sure it's on the right side, and it's not. what did I do wrong? I don't care, but it still looks good. It's going to go in the back anyway. I'll think about it later. I think it's wrong. Let's take it. I swear it was, I thought it was right. Or maybe it is, and I'm just like, oh, it's just turned wrong. That's all it was. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. So that is how it's done. And then when you put it on, this the top row is going to be like a choker, and then you'll have the bottom part. So anyway, so that's the project for this week. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the project. I thought it was going to go by a lot faster than it did, but I hope you learned something, and it's fun. And don't forget, if you have anything in your cart, to check out, and if you have a Brilliant Cash, don't forget to check because you could use it towards this purchase if you buy anything today. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.